What makes this path different from all the rest is that soul is the central reality, not the mind. This is who you are. You're not your mind. You're not your memories. You're not your emotional body. And you're not your physical body. This physical body is going to be gone in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. All of us, gone. Our physical now. Let's hope we're more than the physical. But any path, and I hope I'm not being too dramatic, but I have a lot of passion for the truth. And people that want to find self and God, I mean, I resonate with them immediately. That's what I'm all about. That's what I want to do. I don't care what the cost was. I was not happy. I was not fulfilled. I was wise enough to know I needed to bond, so to speak, with whatever was divine. I knew there was no alternative. There's other people that are just like me, of course. They want spirit, they want God, they want soul. The superiority of the light and sound teachings is soul is the central reality. And I mean this with all my heart. All the other paths don't deal with the soul. You can't get to the soul. You need a true master and the true sound and the true teachings and the true path to even find the soul, and no one has them. They all hold up and crown the mind as the superior sovereign entity within your cosmology, and I tell you, it's an outright illusion. You are more than a mind. You are the soul. And that's how the Master Path is so successful. Is soul is the central reality, and all the other approaches either do the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind, or the conscious mind. Mind has three major forms. You see, and the Christians, they just deal with their conscious mind. They don't have a clue what's going on up here. Nothing wrong with that. That's the level they're at. It's like walking up a stairwell back to God. Each step has to be taken. You can't take two at a time. So everything is perfect. But this is a Master Path seminar. We're looking at people that want the ultimate. You want self and God realization. If you don't, no harm to you, but then you're in the wrong room. Checking out the wrong path. This is about self and God realization and getting back to the source from which you originally descended from. Anami Lak. Okay. I just have a few other points. So, what makes it different is soul is the central reality. We bow to no one except our own inner spiritual authority. I will not bow to anyone, not to you, not to any of the lords on these lower planes. Likewise, you people out there, you don't have to bow to anyone. The Pope, the minister, the clergyman, a pseudo-guru, the government. No, I won't allow it on this path. You don't bow to me. You don't bow to Kale, Jyoti Niranjan, Ramkar, any of the lords. It's about bowing and worshiping the inner divine power that's already in you. That is crucial. You people are all gods in swaddling bands, in cradles, so to speak, with diapers on, and you're in the process of spiritually maturing into an adult. I want you to know that on Master Path, there's no worship of the personality or any cultic practices like this, and you do not worship me. I've had people fall on my knees, and if you want to turn me off or get me upset, just do that. No. I want you to worship the inner master, the inner sound, and ultimately your own self. You're divine and godly, just like everyone else, and there's no need to bow or prostrate yourself on the ground. You just wear out a good pair of blue jeans in doing so. It's not necessary. So we bow to no one except our own inner authority. And if you're not humble and helpless enough to bow to your own spiritual authority inside your own noggin, well, then you're not ready for any spiritual path. And that's okay if you're not. But it's nice to hear you bow to no one. But sometimes the ego says, yeah, but you mean I've got to bow to the spiritual authority inside myself? Just what might that be? See? Well, your higher self sits far above your three minds and your ego and personality. And I want to tell you that it's very difficult for your own mind and ego to even bow to your own higher self. And that's who you are. That's how Maya-ridden and retrogressive your own mind and ego is. You'll all experience it. You're not going to have any trouble with your wife, kids, or the outside world. All the trouble is going to come from yourself, your own mind. It's resistance, it's barriers, it's karma. Okay. There's no, on the master path, I'm saying ultimate path, there's no formal institution, no ashram, no church, for the true temple is right within your third eye. The divine path, the divine sound, the divine soul are already in your possession, though dormant. You don't need to run anywhere into the outside world to find it. Travel to India, to China, whatever. No. That's a major illusion. The great Lord God put the divine path inside the body of every living being. And if you want truth, you have to stop your external pursuit of it and rather go inward and start your internal pursuit of truth. The spiritual path is inside your body and then up through your third eye. So there's no external search. There's no church. There's no ashram. There's no institution. And see, these outer organizations rule people. I'm a Baptist. I'm a Scientologist. I'm a this, I'm a that. Well, so what? What's that? Those institutions are going to fall into disrepute and decay and leave the scene just like all the rest have. Every religion has had a beginning, and every religion shall have an end. It's just the way it is. Man came first. All the religions and other forms of paths came later. Man created all these paths. We need to get beyond that. And how do you get beyond it? Realizing that the divine is not some flake. It knew we would be going through this, and it etched the divine path within the heart of soul long before it even incarnated on this planet or before we inhabited this physical body. That's the path that Light and Sound promotes and teaches, and it deals with these four categories. Okay, everything you might ever need, everything you might ever need, every one of you, has already been given you. You've already got it. Now, if that doesn't inspire you, nothing will. Nothing. You might not know about it, but it's all there. God, what a beautiful promise. I mean, I despise relying on outside power and authority and points of view. I'd much rather have my own. And to know that the Lord God was happy and cool enough to give us all this stuff within us that we don't even know about. But long before we even showed up on this planet, is just, I'm awestruck by it. You will be too. But the salient point is that You already have what you need. It just needs to be dusted off and uncovered. And that's what this spiritual path is. You're not going to find anything outside of yourself that you do not already have. Okay, then some wise guy out there, defiant and challenging the master, says, okay, Gary, that's well and fine. But tell me, Sri Gary, where does the rubber meet the road? Where does the rubber meet the road? You've said a lot of beautiful things. They're wonderful promises. I hope, like heck, they're true. But where does the rubber meet the road? We hear that phrase. I like that phrase. It's just like, okay, what's the nuts and bolts? See, because all of this, let's just assume, just for my sake and yours, that all of what the master has said is true. Oh, they're just like, wow. I mean, spirituality is glorious. I mean, it's like it's all taken care of. Where have I been? But let's just all assume it's true. Why don't I have it then? Where does the rubber meet the road? What do I have to do to get it then? Okay, I did write down a few things. You want to hear them? And it's not putting on the brakes. It's not levitation. Now, where does the rubber meet the road? Okay, very simple. Intensity of desire for truth. You want to go out and get intimate with a male or a female, a date. Where does the rubber meet the road? What's going to turn that trick? How's that going to come about? What? Depends how much you want it. Do you want to go out with the young lady or not? Does the young lady want to go out with the man or not? What's your intensity of desire? If you don't really care, you're not even going to call her or him up. You're not going to get intimate with anyone with an attitude or a level of desire like that. You want to find God and you're kind of ho-hum? Why don't you tell me more, Gary? You know? Where's your desire? No. Intensity of desire for truth. You got to want it. Personal accountability in living the spiritual life. You got to live the life. This isn't a fairy tale or a bedtime story. You got to live the life. You got to be all in, like in poker. It's not like, oh, here's 20 cents. Nah. Everything. And you say, everything, Gary, I might lose it all. That's the whole point. Who wants to hang on to this life? Your karma, your disillusionments, your maya. You got to be all in. If it's just simple logic. Sincerity. God, does sincerity go a long way? Just being sincere. You can be the dumbest kid on the block. And I'm going to pick out the one that's the most sincere, even if it's the dumbest kid on the block. Sincerity. Basically, your own participation for this is the proverbial rubber. The paved road is already there. All right. I hope you caught the last statement. I love the truth. I have a passion for the truth. I've been tasked with channeling the truth to those who want it. I'm a humble channel. I'm a nobody. I'm just like you. I was a loser like you. But you can remake yourself if you get a hold of those 4 points. You can totally remake yourself because you're a divine being. You are not who you see when you look in the mirror. You're more than that. I promise you, you're more than that. None of us would even be alive We couldn't even stay alive if we didn't have this divine soul and sound within us. What happens at the end of our life when we translate and that spark leaves us? What would happen? If the spark left me right now, my body would hit the floor in no time flat. All life is gone from that body. Whatever left the body is who you are. So stay inspired, stay happy, stay joyous. There's a way out of this morass. Every one of you've got it made. You're gods, you just don't know it. And a true path should bring this out. It should constantly teach these principles. It should not only tell you about the principles, but show you how to get them. And it shouldn't only show you how to get them. It should take you there literally on the inner planes through soul transport. A true master does all three. Find the true master, the true teachings, the true sound, and the true methodology of approaching God and self, and you're bound to be victorious. It will take hard work. It could take 1, 2, or 3 lifetimes to pull it off. But it's a living reality. I love you all so much. Many, many blessings.